Hi guys, I'm Martina and I'm your student ambassador, and I'm here today with
Veronica, Erasmus students from Salamanca's University.
And I'm Jimena and I come from Madrid.
And can I ask you guys why you guys applied for Erasmus?
Since I started the university, I was really interested in going outside, like abroad, to study, to see other culture. And the Czech Republic was the opportunity that my university gives to me. And I had to choose between Prague and Brno, but Brno seems more like a student city and more green, so I just choose it.
Yes.
In my case, I decided to do Erasmus because, like in my home university, it was like very recommended to go abroad, like thinking about your future opportunities. And also, like personally, I wanted also like to try and living outside my city because I have always studied in Madrid, everything. So it was like a new experience to have here.
Nice. And did both of you have an option of going to other places and you both chose like Brno? Or was it just maybe the Czech Republic and then you decided between Brno and another city?
For me, it was only Czech Republic, the English option, and we had others in French and everything, but English is my only second language, so I had to choose this country.
In my case, it was the opposite. I had several options. For example, Budapest, Slovakia, also going to London, but I personally wanted to go to the Czech Republic because I think it's a very like center place in Europe. So like for Erasmus traveling, I think it was like the best option.
Yeah. And how long have you guys been here for Erasmus? Because I know we've had classes together, so...
Since September, so 8 months.
Yeah, like we have been here like the whole academic year. And in my case, I don't know yours, but it was like a decision from the beginning. Like we were planning going for the whole year because some people that like me, when they are just one term, they want to stay more. But I think that both in our cases was 1 year from the beginning.
So you decided at the beginning that...
Yeah.
Nice. And since this year, like there's quite a few of you here from Spain, how is the international community for the Erasmus students? Is it big? Is there a lot of you guys?
It's really big. It's really big. But a lot of Spanish people, but also like most Erasmus, I think. But also there are people from other countries. So it's really nice because you can meet a lot of people, a lot of cultures. I don't really like
Yeah, like I agree with her. It's like there are a lot of Spanish and we like both tend to be with Spanish people as normal. But if you want, you have also the opportunity to be with people from other cultures. So I think that's a very positive point because you can choose whatever you want to do. So
yeah. And did you experience any culture shocks maybe that you like saw that were like different or whatever, either between like other cultures or like Czech and Spain?
Yes, sure, because I think the people from Central Europe is very, very different from the people that near the Mediterranean Sea, because we are like more, I don't know, more open with the people, more, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, like I think it's that people are like more, it's not social, but they like interact a lot with each other. They are, I don't know, talking, partying, laughing all the day. And here I think like people are a bit more serious, but when you have a problem or if you want to talk with someone like local, they are very nice. So I think that it's just like from the first appearance, like they may seem a bit more serious than Spanish people, but when you get to know them, it's good. Yeah,
It's fine, of course.
Yeah, I think like for what comes off first is that we're like quite closed, I would say, but then when you get to know us, we're more yeah. And since you said that the Czech Republic was like quite a central country, did you guys manage to travel anywhere while you were here? Did you do a lot of traveling?
A lot.
Yeah.
All the countries that are around the Czech Republic, I think we both have visited them. Yes.
Nice.
Like Budapest,
Vienna, of course. Poland.
Yes, Krakow, or
Like I think that it's for us, because traveling from Spain, it's very expensive. And here you can find either planes, trains, buses that go practically to every country in Europe. So I think that is the best thing that Erasmus has for us, that is traveling.
And also a lot of trains or buses during the night, so you can sleep
Yeah.
and get up in another country.
Somewhere else.
It's like you don't lose time.
Yeah.
Because in Spain you have to take trains or something during the day, and if you want to visit, I don't know, the nearest country is Portugal and France, so it's like you have two, and here you have more, and I don't know, it's different. I prefer here too.
Yeah, travel is much better here than in Spain.
You have more discounts for students or
Yeah, it's
Erasmus.
true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. And is there anything maybe you miss about Spain that you don't have here, or maybe vice versa, something we have here that you don't have in Spain?
The food.
Yeah, you miss the food.
Yeah. The food, I think it's like, and it was also like kind of a cultural shock, because in Spain we are like, we usually eat everything, like a lot of fish, meat, and here I have seen that there is not that amount of fish, and also meat may be a bit expensive. So it was a bit difficult at the beginning to manage. Now I think it's better. But yeah, and also like from personally, I think we both miss family, friends, boyfriends, like all this stuff that it's like normal when you go abroad. And in Czech Republic, I think that I will miss like living in my own, because I have always lived in my house with my family, and it's very nice. Like I love them, but sometimes it's also good like to live by yourself. So I think that's a thing that I will miss a lot personally.
Yeah.
And is there any difference maybe between like shop opening hours and stuff like this?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, at what time it is closed? Like
At
9 or something.
yeah,
some-
it
the,
depends, I
The
guess.
clothes shops at 6 or
Yeah.
something. Really, in Spain,
It's at
like
10.
at 6 you go to shop, because you get up from your nap and you can go to shop.
Yeah.
And it closes at 9 or something. And then the supermarkets is similar, I think.
Yeah, I think that here supermarkets open like super early compared to Spain, because in Spain it may be at 9 more or less, and here there are some that open at 6, 7, and I did like that was very impressive, because they are open like more than 12 hours. So it was so shocking.
Yeah.
And also the time you have lunch. Here in the university, the breaks are at 12, and we have to have lunch at 12.
Yeah.
So it's true. In Spain, we have lunch at 2, 3.
Yes.
That point is very different, and also the dinner. Because if I have lunch at 12, then at 8, I'm hungry again. And in Spain, it's at 9, 10. That's different also.
Yeah, it's true. In the class we had yesterday, we eat lunch at like 11 or something.
Yeah.
But for me, I think it's normal. I'm used to it. Like I'm even at home, if I don't have any class and whatever, I will have lunch around 12 earlier. Yeah. But then my dinner is at like, I don't know, 6, sometimes 5.
Yeah,
6.
And then
nothing. until I go to sleep, nothing, and then breakfast at 7.
Since 6,
Like they're like more than 12 hours.
I kind of. No, not for me.
No.
Yeah.
Another cultural shock.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah. And did you guys get to experience like the city life in Brno? Like to see what we have in Brno, or like maybe restaurants and stuff like this?
I think like personally not that much. Like as we are Erasmus, like we try to save money always. And I think that when we go to somewhere, it's when we have visit, or it's, I know, a birthday or something important. If not, or for example, in my case, I have experienced more the Czech food and stuff when I go to Prague, rather than in Brno, because like in Brno, it's like we mostly are here if we have to study or if we have class. And to Prague, we may go more times, I think.
More like to with people to do things.
Yeah.
More, and here is to study, and
It's more like having our routine here.
Yeah. And in Prague, it's more of like an occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, it was difficult to eat because I cannot eat gluten. And here, for example, it's more difficult than in Spain because it's difficult for me to understand with people and to ask what I need. So I don't really like to go to the restaurant for that reason. And then the night, we have mostly go to Spanish parties.
Yeah,
There are a
like
lot.
Spanish Erasmus party.
Yes.
And because it's like the easiest thing and the most information we get is from these organizations.
And for us, the most funny thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to meet like your people. Let's
Yeah.
say. You get to
It's on our music.
Yeah. And were the parties, were they organized by Erasmus, or is it just by like the Spanish community in Brno?
There were like 2-3 types. Like one was of the Erasmus student network, like they organized
And
some
that was
parties.
international.
Yeah, and that's more like international. And then there is also a company that I think it's from Brno, like Brno parties. I think.
Yes.
And it's for Brno, but the majority of people is Spanish, I think. And then I think there is also another company, like it's more Spanish.
The Erasmus Dreamland.
Yeah, I think it's like an Spanish organization.
Yes.
And I think
And they organize parties. So most of them for Spanish people. I mean, no Spanish music.
yeah.
Yeah. And there's a lot of Spanish in like other faculties as well.
Yeah.
We have a group like with almost 300 Spanish here. A lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Yes. And what about this university? Do you like it? Is it like, how would you maybe compare it also to your home university?
I like it. It's different because here the lessons are too long, I think.
Yes.
They're like maybe 2 hours or I don't know, or even more. And in Spain, it's 1 hour for me at least.
Yeah,
it's
for
1
me
hour or maybe one day is 2. But for me, it's tired.
Yeah, like we are used to have several courses in one day and not maybe 2 courses or even 1 course just for the full day. So I think that was a bit of a change for both of us. And also in my case, in my home university, I'm really used to have a lot of practical classes. Like, for example, I have 4 hours in the morning of practical classes and 4 hours of theoretical classes all days. So I'm like, I have a lot of courses, and here it wasn't that much. But I think that it was for me positive because I was a bit saturated of so much practical classes. And for me it was a nice point at least.
No, for me too, very similar. In Spain, I have much more to do and much more to study also. Here, I think that you have to study less, but maybe you learn more because you focus on the main important things. For real, and in Spain, it's like you learn, and then you
Like
put it on the exam, and then you forget a lot of the things you have to study. So
like here, there are a lot of practical application of what we learn in class, like seminars and in the lab. Also, I think it's like very applied to the profession, no? So I think like it's better in this way, personally.
yes, it has positive and negative.
As everything.
Everywhere, yeah. And how was it like? How were the courses that you took here? Did you like them? How was the English of the teachers as well? Was it good?
It really depends on the teacher. Really, there are some of them that really speak well and you understand, but there are others it's horrible and they don't care.
Yeah.
I'm here, I speak, but no. It's so difficult sometimes.
Yeah, and I think like all the courses in general, they were quite good and interesting. Like we have also had maybe some courses that are not as good as others, but I think that it's normal. And yeah, I think that it was really quite good.
Yes, but there is a huge difference between the courses that the teacher are really like interested, like, okay, I want to teach, I want you to learn, and the others that the teacher is like lost. You don't know nothing about him. And it happens to me like maybe for 3 courses or something.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm a bit lost in some of them because we are a few people. That is also different because here we are like 10 or less.
Yes.
So it depends. And in Spain, we are like 200 in one class.
Yeah, okay.
So, you know.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you guys, so we take the subject dosage forms together, and like here it's quite common for in the pharmacy for them to like compound medicines. Do you guys have the same in Spain, or is it completely different?
No, I think it's very different.
It's like in Spain, also we have the same subject. In the subject we learn the same, like because my mates are doing almost the same in the university. But then in the real life, there are only a few pharmacies where you can really make your drugs there because it's more common in the industry and everything. So I think it's only useful to understand the knowledge, like the
for us,
theoretical knowledge.
Yeah, like it's very strange that someone works in a pharmacy that performs these things. But I think like it's quite interesting because, and I think that it's also one of the things that I like most about pharmacy here, that it's like the pharmacist is given like an important role in the pharmacy and not only in like selling drugs. It's like you perform something. So I think it's quite nice because in Spain, like we have very few actions in a pharmacy, and that's why the majority of us won't like to go to a pharmacy to work. Like we will go to industry, investigation, hospital, rather than a pharmacy because we don't perform these things.
Yeah. Yes, in the pharmacy you just sell the things, and maybe you recommend something to the patient, but you don't make nothing.
So it's quite different.
Yes, and you can recommend only some things because the others only the doctor can.
Okay.
So, like there is not a lot of consueling pharmaceutical care, like that is not very much performed in Spanish pharmacy.
Okay. So we have a whole subject.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting. And do you guys have maybe a favorite subject that you took here that you really liked?
For me, I really like pharmacology 1 and 2 because you really learn the drugs that you're going to use, like not how they work, but yes, the receptors and which diseases, more or less, because it's not clinical pharmacy that you have, but more or less you learn to which people you have to give them, and it's nice. It's like really pharmacology. I don't know. Like I'm really learning pharmacy.
Yeah.
And also the teachers were so good. Like for example, Peter Cola, I like him.
Yeah,
I don't know
he was
how
very good.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
how he explains, and it's nice for me.
Yeah, in my case, I personally don't like pharmacology. For me, it's like the most complicated subject. But here it was like taught very good, as you said, and I think that made me also like it more than in Spain. But if I had to choose a course, I think it would be dosage forms because I have learned things that I didn't know I liked, and also all the teachers, because we have a lot of teachers in that course. The majority are all super nice, and they are always there if you need something or you have any doubt. So for me, it has been like the 2 courses I had, and also cosmetics, that it's very similar. They are all courses that I have enjoyed a lot.
Yeah, nice. And do you think there's any big misconceptions about like Erasmus studies in general?
For me, no. It's like in the study field, they told me that it was easier, and it was.
Yeah.
So and then about the experience, I don't know, to meet people. Maybe it's like people tell you that you are going to make a Erasmus family and everything, and for me it wasn't like that. Okay, I meet Jimena and more people that I really like, but it's not like a family. You know, like people say, it's like, okay, it's 1 year you meet people, but no, I didn't have that feeling.
Yeah, I think that the majority of people, when they go to Erasmus, they think that they are not going to study, and maybe you have to study less, but you have to study. Like, it's not a year in which you are going to be like partying all day. And also, they think that it's going to be like their experience of their lives. They are going to be changed. They are going to meet people that are going to be incredible. And yes, but I think that it's sometimes a bit exaggerated, and also that there are bad moments in a year. It's impossible to be always happy, laughing. You are going to have some moments in which you are going to miss your house, and I think that it's pretty normal, and people don't tend to talk about this.
Yeah.
It's like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Up, down. Like you miss or you, a lot of people I like, family, and then I miss my family, and it's strange. Yeah.
And what was maybe the hardest thing about being on Erasmus, like missing family and friends, or was there something else that was hard?
Yeah, I think for me it was that part, like having important people at your home country, or for example, in my case, it was my grandparents that they are a bit old, and thinking that it may happen something and I'm here. Like, for me, it was a bit hard, but everything was okay. So I think, it's like the most sentimental part, like family, friends, and all this.
Yeah. And I'm assuming you probably had some expectations before you came here. Did Czech or did the pharmaceutical faculty meet your expectations? Were you happy with the whole experience here?
It's more or less what I have told you. Like I was expecting to make, I don't know, different feeling. Like, okay, I have a really big group of friends. I really feel like family, and it wasn't like that. But it's not something bad, because I was like, okay, I do other things, or I travel with other people, or I don't know. It was like learning also that I don't have to have really an idea of how it's going to be something, because it can change, and it was nice. I like it.
Yeah, I think that, well, in my case, I try to have like low expectations, like to think, okay, it's going to be a good year, but like calm. So I think that I didn't have like kind of a shock of not having like complied that expectations. But also I have had like experienced things that were like much better than I have thought. Like, for example, traveling a lot. I didn't imagine traveling that much. So I think that there are like things that went like over your expectations, and others that were below. Yeah.
And would you guys recommend Erasmus to maybe like your friends back at home or classmates? Would you recommend it?
For sure.
Yeah. I
For
think like overall it's an experience that makes you like learn a lot, experience things that you won't experience if you remain like in your home country. So I think it's fully recommended.
Yes, like you improve your English.
Yeah.
You learn differently. You meet people from other countries, other cultures.
Yeah.
It's good opportunity to travel. You know, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Really recommended.
And if you had the opportunity to go again, would you go again? Maybe here or maybe somewhere else? Like, would you try it out again?
For me, it's okay, but maybe half a year or something in the future, and maybe in a place, I don't know, to do practice or something more than study, to make it different.
Yeah, me too. Like, if I think of repeating this year, I completely say yes, like I would go again. But in the future, I think that it would be like for a shorter period, or as we have experienced the studying part, also the working part, that I think that it's also very nice, and I think that it's also like very good for your future also.
Yeah. And what advice would you give to someone who's going on Erasmus?
I think that, like, as we have talked before, like, don't come with expectations. Get yourself, like, be surprised for what it comes, and enjoy the most you can, because, like, it's only a year, and, like, it has, like, for me, like, passed super quickly. So try to focus on the good things and not think on the bad things that maybe you also have. Like, try to be positive, because it's a year that it's going to be, I think, important for you. And yes, I think it's more or less.
Agree, like, don't pressure yourself. Like, live it day by day. Like, don't think about what I'm going to do next month. Like, okay, let it go, stay. I don't know. Like,
Yeah. And if, for example, I wanted to go to your university for Erasmus, what would it look like for me? Would I have to know Spanish first of all, or do you also offer it in English?
in my university, only Spanish. So, then there is a few people in each class doing Erasmus. So I think it's a bit hard for them also. And it's more difficult. So the Erasmus people there is more hard for them. But they can go, and Spain is a very nice country, and Salamanca is also a very university city, so it's really nice. I really like it. So if you know Spanish, you can go.
In my university, I think that there are the two options. Like, you can go to study in Spanish, but there is also an English program. I don't know if Erasmus students can go there, but it exists. And my experience is similar. Like, people that have been in my class for Erasmus, like, teachers are not, like, it depends, but the majority, like, they give class, like, as if we all know like Spanish. We are from Spain, but they don't, I think, take into account a lot Erasmus students. But I think you can manage to do it perfectly, and I think Spain is a wonderful country in which you can do a lot of things, and it will give you things that you don't have in Czech Republic. Like, all the cultural shocks we have had, like, the other way around.
Yeah. So overall, it would be a good experience.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
Like, you will have to study, of course, but as here we have to study also.
Yeah.
But I think it would be very nice.
and you can travel inside to Spain,
Yeah,
because it's the
beautiful,
whole country
yeah.
is beautiful.
Yeah.
That is nice.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for coming here and telling me about everything. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Venid a España de Erasmus.
Adiós.
Bye.